Welcome everybody to another round of World of Tanks subscriber replays. My name as always is Maxwell, and today's first video is from the user M. Graham. That's M. Graham, and he's driving the KV3 on a standard battle on Erlenberg. Before we get too far into this video, just a couple of announcements. I am still a little bit behind on subscriber replays. I managed to get through about 120 replays yesterday, that being Sunday. I've designated that my day of watching many subscriber replays, but I've still got about 50 or 60 to get through, so about 4 or 5 days behind. So the replays that you're seeing now, probably the earliest they'll have been sent in is 4 or 5 days ago. So if you've sent a replay in very recently, just be patient and I will get to it eventually. If you're wondering how I choose replays, then you should definitely go and watch my channel vlog of the year video, as that gives a little bit of information as to why great replays often don't get picked for subscriber replays. One thing I did notice from the replays I got sent yesterday, there were 2 or 3, maybe 4, really awesome videos that I had to just not show, and I'll show you why. Take control of the camera here. It's because people driving along doing this, let me tell you, if you drive along and do that constantly, your replay won't get picked no matter how awesome it is. There was a couple of times yesterday I watched some really good replays where they were instrumental in turning the tide of victory for their team, and got a huge amount of damage, huge amount of kills, but they were doing this with the camera constantly, and it just made me feel sick, let alone you guys who are going to be watching later. So a little bit of advice: if you play World of Tanks, don't do that if you want to send a replay in, because it almost certainly won't get picked. So, onto this replay at hand. M. Graham going to be heading all the way up the left-hand flank and going to be setting himself up here. Spots out a good chunk of the enemy force and just going to start laying some damage down onto them. Angles his tank nicely. The armor of the KV3 is pretty formidable, so just setting himself up here, he can bounce a lot of shots and get some great damage onto the enemy. As you see, already takes out that Panther M10, doing about 1,000 points of damage here. And all the enemy has in the area is that BDR, this Tiger 1, and a T29, I think. So just going to sit here on the ridge and whittle them down, keeping his front armor nicely angled. Spots out the Tiger again, trying to make a run for. A little bit unfortunate there that he misses that one. Is now spotted, not that he really cares, as KV3 cares not, as he has the armor to pretty much just bounce or soak up anything that the enemy's going to be able to throw at him. T29 hiding behind the building here, so just going to be advancing on him slowly. Puts himself out a little bit too far there. Graham gets a good shot on him and takes him out and picks up his second kill so far of this match. So they've got a BDR on the other side of the bridge there. Not really anybody else defending this area. So this is just looks like it's going to be a pretty quick push for victory here. Don't think M. Graham's going to be able to get in range in time. E25 is approaching the area to try and valiantly ward off the attackers. Unfortunately, he's been spotted, and he's probably just going to get whittled down by that KV1S and that Tiger 1 there. So M. Graham decides to switch to the southern part of the map. As you can see, the enemy team pushing through with quite a sizable force down there. So somebody's going to have to divert and do something about that, because all they've really got in that area is a Leopard, and that Panther M10 could go and respond. That one over there, except I'm not really sure what he's doing. He's not even there. We go. He's coming up into a sniper position now. But Graham spotted out this VK here. He stopped in the middle of the open, probably about to shoot at that M10, but takes a massive shot through the side there. Got to wait for the cannon to reload and let his reticule close in a little bit further. VK realizes he's been spotted, but is nowhere, just not going to be able to back off in time, as he's caught out in the middle of the open, and M. Graham's able to get a nice blind shot, prediction blind shot of where he was going to be, and take him out. Just going to head through the base here. Couple of tanks defending on the ridge on the other side. Going to see if we can get a quick shot on them, but no, looks like the TOG is well hidden behind the building. But now the enemy tanks are pushing up through the little town area here. You see an M7 medium tank there. Just going to head around the corner and see if we can get a good shot onto him. Nobody else really in the area, so not really sure what the rest of the tanks are doing. Maybe they saw the VK get blown up in the middle of the field there and have become a little bit hesitant in moving forward. Nope, here they are. Finds the KV-1, lets his reticule close in, takes a good shot and takes him out. M7 backs off, realizes what's happening now, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do anything about it. Gets a shot on the tracks of the KV-3. KV-3 just takes his time, eliminates him. He's taking some hits in the rear from somewhere now. It looks like he's been flanked on all sides. That Keyhoe's very lucky to get into cover in time. Panzer IV-S appearing from behind. Just going to keep his gun facing forward and take out the M4 first. The Panzer IV-S, not really that much of a threat, especially when he misses his shot. Reverses himself out, lets his reticule close in a bit more, takes that guy out as well for kill number 7. Keyhoe just thinks that now is the time to just run the hell away, because he's not going to be able to do anything against the mighty KV-3. Unfortunately, he's not quite quick enough. And M. Graham's able to take him out as well, picking up a very fast 8 kills there. Just fending off, I think that was about 4 or 5 tanks, all kind of circling and trying to enclose around him. But he was able just to power through it, rely on the armor and the hit points of the mighty KV-3 there, and just work his opponents down. All that's left now is this Tog on the ridge there, but it looks like he's on the other side of the ridge and not going to be able to get a shot on him. So just going to allow his allies to finish him off, and that is GG and the victory. So absolutely awesome replay there from M. Graham, picking himself up almost 3,500 points of damage. Probably actually is 3,500 with that blind shot on the VK and a mighty 8 kills. So absolutely awesome replay from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Stick around because as always the score screens and another game are coming right up. And our second replay of the day is from the user CUZI. That's CUZI, and he's driving the T1 Heavy on a standard battle on Himmelsdorf. T1 Heavy, as its name would suggest, is a Tier 5 heavy tank for the Americans. So CU going to be heading straight to the centre of the map by the looks of it, just taking a little detour through this side alley. And then looking like he's going to be heading straight down the centre. This being a Tier 5 only game, he can really just sit here in the centre and rely on his armour to do the work for him. Spots out an enemy D2 here. Excuse me, and gets an early kill on that enemy D2 there. Gets a couple of good hits and just takes him straight out. Looks like the Lux has gone artillery hunting already. Finds that Su-26 and takes him out. So good play from him. And it looks like CU going to be coming in to try and cover off the rear of the Lux here. The S-35CA going to be making a beeline for him. Doesn't quite have the reload speed to be able to get a shot on him, unfortunately. But like I said, relying on the armor of this tank to just power his way straight across the middle. Starts dueling with this T-25. Looks like he's got the reload speed on the T-25. He's also got the penetration and the damage on him, as his T-25 doesn't seem to be able to hurt him. There we go. Finally gets a damaging hit, but he's only a couple of shots from death himself. Gets his driver taken out and his track. Decides to use his repair kit at the last second there. And then uses his medikit to get his driver back into action as well, because this thing's already so slow. Can't really do with being any slower than he already is. Lux comes flying in for some support there. Spots out a Panzer 38 NA and then takes out the Panzer 38 NA. And if he can get round behind the enemy, then this is going to quickly turn into a bloodbath. Finds a Marder 38 ton here. Looks like that Lux just waits and then comes in for the kill steal at the end there. Already got himself 3 kills, that Lux, and so is the T1 Heavy. Nope, it looks like the Lux isn't just following him around to steal all his kills, which is nice. So it looks like the Allied team's totally collapsed here on this left-hand flank, and as you can see, the enemy already going for a base capture. So CUZI going to be heading back towards his base here to try and do something about it, although it looks like they're not really too bothered about going for the base capture, as they've actually just gone straight through the base there. Probably on the way to maybe hunt down the artillery or try and get behind the enemy, the Allied team. CU going to be heading back anyway to see if he can find somebody and get some cheeky shots on the rear. Not really sure how many of the enemy tanks are in this, well, were on this left-hand flank and have now pushed into base. So you have to play a little bit carefully. There we see the KV-1, and there is a Kenai coming in from the rear. And there's a Kenai getting eliminated from the rear. So it looks like this KV-1's pushed all the way down, but he didn't go for the base capture. Looks like he came around the back of the banana road here to try and get some shots on the rear of people. Takes a good shot in his side for his trouble. Did get set on fire by the looks of it, but that was from somebody else. And now he's going to have to make a difficult decision whether he goes front on with that VK30 or one turns himself around. Looks like he's turned himself around to face this T1 Heavy of CU here. Angled himself nicely. CU's angled himself nicely as well. Picks out a good weak spot on the front of the armor there and gets a second shot there to take him out and pick up kill number 5. So it looks like the Allied team's actually handily lost the right-hand flank as well. So it looks like no matter which flank the Allied team chooses, they tend to lose. The Lux from earlier getting himself taken out there as an M4 and a Panzer IV come around the corner. Didn't quite get any damage on the Panzer IV there. It looked like he actually shot straight into the gun mantlet or the gun. And his driver gets eliminated again. Looks like that Panzer IV isn't dumb. Just having a look around the corner, realising that CU is focusing on the corner there. So just deciding to back off a little bit. And it looks like the enemy team is closing the net now around the Allied base. Only 3 tanks left on the Allied team. Not quite sure where this Panzer IV's gone now. I don't think he's fast enough to get all the way up that hill in this short amount of time. So he should be, there we go. He's just hidden around the corner there. Gets a great shot to take out his track. Now going to focus on the flat front plate of the Panzer IV. One more shot. And that is kill number 6. So now only 2 tanks left for the Allies. CU just going to play this one carefully, as he's the closest one to the base at the moment. This VK3001 looks like he's distracting the T1 at the moment though. Takes his shot a little bit too early then, just misses the M4. His second shot doesn't though, and he's able to take him out. T28 just hidden around the other side of that church. The VK still dueling with this T1. Actually, it looks like the VK must be hiding at the moment as that T1 fades out of view. Comes around the corner, going to see if he can get some damage on him. Unfortunately, the T1's got his front armor facing this direction, so he's going to put himself behind the corpse of this M4 and try and pick out his weak spot, which indeed he is. Gets one good shot through the front. Second one bounces, unfortunately, but it looks like the enemy T1 isn't able to sneak a shot past this corpse, and he gets himself taken out. T28 pokes out to try and get some cheeky damage himself, as he knows he's probably not going to be able to get the base capture off. Unfortunately, he gets his drive wheel taken out, gets pinned out in the open, and this is going to be all she wrote for the T28. And CU picks up kill number 9. And that still leaves a VK3001 on that S35CA. S35's on low health. Has his shot and fluffs it. Looks like the T1's probably going to have the reload speed. Indeed he does, and that is kill number 10. Now it's a one-on-one match between himself and this VK3001. We're going to speed this one up a little bit until we get back into the action. As you can guess, there's a little bit of waiting out by both of these guys, as the VK3001 was last spotted high up on that hill. So I'm just going to sit here and try and wait him out, try and lure him into coming for a base capture. And then CU's going to know exactly where he is. Just having a look around here in case he's across in the open area there. No, it looks like he is heading towards the base there. Gets himself spotted out. One good shot. Oh, not quite, but his VK shot bounces on the sidearm. It doesn't have the penetration, and CUZI is able to take him out as well and pick up kill number 11. So absolutely monster game there from CUZI, picking himself up almost 2,500 points of damage in a tier 5 game, and a monster 11 kills. So absolutely awesome replay from you. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Don't forget, guys, if you've got yourself a good replay, then please send that to replay@screenreality.com. Link for that is in the description. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a like or favourite, stick a comment in the comment section below letting me know what you think of the individual replays and the video. And if you're not already, then please consider hitting that subscribe button for more content like this in the future. I've been Maxwell, this has been World of Tanks, and I will catch you guys next time.